Hello one and all, this is Soulful Lordy, James Bullock, once again with another video game first impressions. This time around, Mafia Definitive Edition for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. This full-blown remake of the 2002 classic Mafia game. For those who don't know, when this game came out, of course this was following the heels of the revolutionary Grand Theft Auto 3. Instead of offering a more open-world, chaotic-based environment, Mafia focused on realism. And with the game set in the 1930s, realism can be a heavy burden when it comes to the player, especially when it came to driving. And a lot of that has been modified with this version. Though you won't have speedsters, though you won't have cars that glide like they would in, say, a Grand Theft Auto game or even in Mafia 3, the fact is the handling and overall speed of the cars is a lot more player friendly than it was in the original version, which makes a lot of the missions a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable because you will be driving a lot in this game. But that doesn't mean there isn't some gunplay, with a variety of weapons that either are given to you story-based or are even picked up by certain fallen enemies. You'll be able to shoot your way through certain sections, through certain missions. You'll be able to utilize grenades and Molotov cocktails if need be. You have melee weapons that are available from time to time. The gunplay feels very similar to more modern third-person shooters compared to the original Mafia game. And that main character is you play as Tommy Angelo, who is a cab driver that just so happens to get caught in the middle of a turf war between two mob families when he's just trying to make a payday. He's just trying to be a normal person. And once he gets involved through a situation beyond his control, he realizes that it's better to join them than to beat them. And in turn, he's allowed to become a part of a family, of a mob family. And the narrative really is the draw point when it comes to the Mafia game. Not just the original, but also the definitive edition, with a lot of remade scenes, remade dialogue. The game's story is actually better presented here than it was in the original. From a mission perspective, this game isn't open world. For those who only played Mafia 3, you will find that this game is very linear, and the narrative is better for it. So if you're coming into this game expecting to have that Grand Theft Auto experience, but in the 1930s, that's not going to happen. There is a free ride mode that is mostly there for collectibles and just driving around. There is no real ability to create a bunch of anarchy. From a technical perspective, the game is solid. It does have some graphical glitches here and there. Definitely a lot of screen tearing during the cutscenes. That was very similar to what happened in Mafia 3. Definitely the weakest point of the gameplay is the hand-to-hand combat, using the same structure we've seen in so many other games that have stolen from the Arkham series. You hit one button to dodge and then counter with punches, but unfortunately the stiffness of the character models and the overall lack of fluidity makes the combat when it comes to hand-to-hand rather frustrating and not very good in general. This also ties into the fact that the AI isn't very smart. They will stand around, they will get easily picked off, especially during a gunfight. They're not very good at using their numbers to their advantage. The only thing about the difficulty when it comes to the game and the AI is the fact that it takes a lot more to kill them. They don't get any smarter no matter what level of difficulty you have the game on. Overall, this is a fantastic remake of a classic game. It brings a lot of the charm and the feel of what made the original into this game while updating, while making it a lot more player friendly for gamers in 2020. For gamers who've experienced it in the past, when the original came out, and even new gamers who weren't necessarily blown away by Mafia 3 and wanted more, this is a perfect game for you. And even better is the fact that it's only $40. It's not asking the full AAA price. I have to say that really, this is an offer that you can't refuse. So there you have it. This has been Soulful Lordy, James Bullock, once again with another video game first impressions. Mafia Definitive Edition for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Now if you don't mind, I have to plant this bomb and blow up a bordello and If I don't hurry up and get out of this window in time and the bomb does go off, I will have no choice but to say, oh lordy.